Hello, my legion of little goblins. This is Gamer Dragon, and welcome to my Sunday night vlog. Tonight, I am playing my lovely lore master Mithrine, and I am going to be doing some crafting while giving you a couple of updates. So, as you probably guessed, I am now back from my camping trip slash kayaking trip, and oh boy, was that a load of fun. I am not a campy outdoors type of person. And I like my bed. But we were going to do like this big kayaking event that was going on in Iowa. And we got a really late start. And joined another group on the river. So we leave early Friday morning, we get there Friday afternoon, we set up clumsily and we put the tent together. It's a really big tent, so it was okay. We had enough room for 3 air mattresses. The next day was the kayaking trip. We get on the water about noon. And I'm stuck in this gray kayak that just kind of sucks. It's very hard to control. Like, you have to watch this fucking thing. You can't just leave it alone and eat a single chip. No, you gotta, it's one of those ones where you just kind of have to constantly maintain it, or you're gonna lose control. But, you know, that was like the only kayak that I had available to me, so I use it. So we're all having fun. We're just paddling along, and we hit our first break, where we all just like get out of the kayak, stretch our legs, go to the bathroom, eat, drink, you can chat. And I decided to, you know, I scouted ahead a little because it was a pretty large bar. And I'm lost. And I see 2 paths ahead and watch multiple groups go through it. There was one group of boys, they went to the left. The left was I'd say about a yard wide. But it was very shallow, and their kayaks ended up scraping against the bottom. The rest of their group decided to go on to the right, which had stronger rapids. And some fallen trees with low-hanging branches. So they ducked under the branches and just went through and apparently had a blast. I go back and report to then this one girl comes along in a canoe with her dog, and she's having a bit of a struggle because, you know, it's really shallow. This river it's really shallow, but it's also really clear. You can see the bottom even in some of the deeper parts. So I'm watching this poor girl struggle, and I go report to the others that, yeah, you guys are gonna have, because it was, you know, my mom, her friend's kid, myself, and this group of people, a husband and wife with their dog, and they were in a canoe, and the girl and her boyfriend were both in kayaks. I'm saying, okay, and I just tell them there's 2 ways you can go. You can go down the really shallow but probably much safer side, which you're going to have to carry your canoe through because it's that shallow. And we also have the option of going right, which is going to take us through a more exciting path. Well, some of the people were going to follow me to the right. That was not a good idea. And thankfully some nice college boys were nearby, and I guess they knew I wasn't gonna make it, because as soon as I went in, I ran around a tree, and my kayak just flips right over. I wasn't completely submerged, but I almost lost my Crocs, I almost lost my hat, I almost lost the kayak. The rest of my things were there was nothing that could be damaged by water on my kayak. I'm glad. But that doesn't make me feel any better because I had my phone on me. It was in a waterproof pouch that I was wearing around my neck. And I was glad that I had tied the necklace a little shorter so that it wouldn't just like go flying off my face, off my neck, over my head. And I'm flailing, trying to get my bearings, trying to get up. One guy comes and just helps me pull myself to my feet. I ended up grabbing a branch because human strength is, is very fleeting. And for me, I trust a tree branch to help me up more. But I got on my feet, got me onto the bar, the rocky rock bar, and this guy and his friends, they managed to retrieve my kayak and drain it. They retrieved my Crocs so I could walk without hurting my feet, because I don't do rocks very well. Once I was all settled and ready to go, because, I was ready to go pretty quickly. Like, thankfully, I had taken some anxiety medication a little earlier that day, so that I wouldn't be stressed, because I get stressed a lot and very easily. But I was back in my kayak, we were back to rowing. It's all good. For a while. Then I ran into another tree. This time it wasn't even remotely intentional. The water just sort of threw me toward this tree. I got caught again. And I flipped again. Thankfully, I didn't lose anything. Everything was good. I was good. It's just chaos. And sometimes I'm just not a big fan of chaos. This time I was fully submerged because the water was deeper here. Like, I could barely touch deep, and it was this is a fast moving river, so we got to deal with that. I managed to hold on to my kayak. Once I found some footing, I flipped that fucker back over, dragged it to one shore, and then the nice couple in the canoe with their dog somehow flipped their canoe over. I'm just like, what happened? I'm not getting off my horse. Because, it's just like, oh my god, what the hell? Like, I felt mostly sorry for the dog. They lost one of their chairs. They lost a bunch of their beer. They almost lost their hat. The wife almost lost her hat. I actually managed to grab that because I saw it and I just, grab. And this was where a cold spring was. It's just a spring of cold water that flows into the river from some unknown source. I'm sure the source is known. So, most of us are some level of drenched. this wasn't even the worst part, because, one, it's cold. Two, the water's just really, really cold. And, you know, you don't want to fall into cold water, especially seawater, but this is a freshwater river. So, at this point, all the medicine that I had taken was starting to wear off a bit. So the aches and pains were starting to come. But, you know, we just kept on going. Carly had never seen anyone flip over like that. And she's been kayaking for a while. I was actually really surprised when she said that. But she said, I handled it like a champ because, you know, most people kind of just like freak out and give up after having a little mishap like that. Oh, I'm getting quiet. So, let me think. So, from there, it was another several hours and miles of kayaking. Now, I've only kayaked a total of 4 hours at least. We were out there for roughly 8 hours. By the time 6 o'clock comes around, I'm sorry, my stress level's kind of going up again, and I'm just like, oh my god, can we be done? Can this be done? I want to go lay down now. I'm hungry. We were all starting to get a little bit crabby and irritated because a lot of us are cold. We're all cold. We're wet. We just want to be done. And of course, we're just paddling and we're like no end in sight. And every time my mom's friend was just like, so we're about this far from the campsite, and I'm thinking, lady, shut up. Just shut up. Stop telling us we are this far, we are this close. I don't want to hear it. Because, you know, because it's like every time, so, you know those kinds of people. They say, oh, we're this far. No, we're this far. Then it's, no, we're this far. We're almost there. Oh, wait, we got another mile at least. And you just want to fucking smack them. Like, person, shut up. Please. I just don't know. I don't know. So, we finally get to there, and overshot because I didn't know that this one ramp was where we needed to go up to get our kayaks out of the water. So my mom and we went down a football field's length away because I'm an idiot, and you know it was just like. It was not easy getting the kayaks up the little hill because it was a bit steep. But we did it. I took a nice long. I blew $1.50 on a long hot shower, which a good shower is always gonna make you feel better. Like. I scrub, I rinse my clothes, which I'm gonna have to wash now. Well, I was gonna wash them anyway, but, you know, the sooner the better. And then I just, like, spend a little time decompressing. Got my Crocs rinsed off for sure. And then I ate some dinner that my mom had prepared for the trip. And then I just went to bed because I was that fucking tired. I was like, I'm done with the day. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to sleep. And we can get up and get ready to go. And now I'm home. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't even get to the worst part of this. Some of you feel free to plug your ears and go la 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 for the next few minutes. Because, well, probably gonna be another minute or two. But the worst part was I was on my period. Oh yes! I went into the water twice! For the record, I don't use tampons, so I use pads. So as you can imagine, this got pretty bad for me. Because now I'm sitting here, sitting in my kayak, sitting in a little puddle of water, drenched, cold, irritated, with a soggy feminine hygiene product. Oh my god! So that just, makes things so much worse than they actually are. And anyone who's had a period can relate, I trust. So yeah, that was fun adventure. 11 out of 10, 1 out of 10 would not recommend, but with the kind of stupid thumping idiot that I am, I will do it again. Alright, so have any of you, so here's a question for the week. Have any of you had a mishap involving water? Like, have you nearly drowned? Have you flipped a kayak or a canoe? Have you gone on one of those little boats that you paddle with your feet? Have you or someone you know or a stranger even fallen overboard? Let me know down in the comments. And let's move on to our update. So, this past week, we finished Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I hope the videos are up because I had scheduled them for release. And we ended on a mostly good note with Amnesia. Like, we died, but, it looks like Daniel's gonna get a second chance. I feel a bit bad for Alexander in the end because he doesn't get to, be with his love. So now I was left and I did not think about what game I would even play this week. So, and I don't know how to do those YouTube poll things. So, I tried to do one on Twitter, but nobody even responded to it, so now I have to make the decision, and I have decided on the first Portal game. I love it. It's a fun game. It's a short game. It's an easy game. And coming off of Amnesia, it's take it, not just Amnesia, but coming off of this whole freaking camping trip. It'll be nice to, just take it easy and do a game that's just generally really fun. And, is it going to scare the living daylights out of me? Because I've played it before, and I enjoyed it before. So, it's going to be Portal for the next week, maybe 2. We'll see how we'll see how it goes. After that, I'll probably play another game off of the original list that I had made, which was Portal, The Path, and Limbo. So, yes, maybe some... So Portal this week, and maybe a bit of next week. Limbo after that, perhaps? Or The Path. I think The Path would be a really good autumn game to play. Because that's actually a really good, interesting little horror game right there. But now I'm just rambling, and there's nothing else to talk about. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, hit the notification bell. And I will see you tomorrow with more of the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion.